Good evening, and welcome to another edition of Journey to Stewardship, where we learn to be good stewards of what God has entrusted to us. I'm your host, the Reverend Doctor, and I want to welcome you this evening. Today we have knowing that God has entrusted a lot to us. And He's entrusted some of us with more than others. So it looks like we have more than others. We may think we're richer than others. We may have more money, have a bigger house, nicer car, nice clothes, you name it. But those things are fleeting. God granted us these things to see what we're going to do with it, whether we become prideful or not. Now, today we're going to talk about don't trust in your riches, but trust in God. Now, just because God gave you more than the next person, He gave you a good job, a nice paying job where you could, take your family on summer vacations and run home, the whole nine. But don't trust in them. Don't trust in them. Trust in God. God does all the providing. He gave you the knowledge, the wisdom, and the understanding to have that job. God gave you more than what you can imagine. He gave you more than you even know what to do with. So tonight, don't trust in your riches. Now, Proverbs 11:28 says, whoever trusts in his riches will fall, but the righteous will thrive like a green leaf. Trusting in your riches, they decay. Gold and silver and all that, it decays. If you leave the house alone, it'll crumble. If you leave the car alone, it'll rust. Those things are fleeting. You can't work on the job forever. They're always downsizing, looking for cheaper ways to get the same thing done. So those things are fleeting. So Proverbs say, if you trust in your riches, you will fall. God gave you those things to further His kingdom, not for you to become prideful and arrogant, boasting, flaunting. He didn't give you those things for that. He gave you those things to further His kingdom. Are you being a good steward of what He trusted you? Okay, 1 Timothy 6:17 says, command those who are rich in the present world not to be arrogant, nor to put their hope in wealth, which is so uncertain, but to put their hope in God. I hear Paul writing to Timothy, the young man, to tell the people, the rich people who are coming to church, they don't put their trust in the riches that they have. Don't become arrogant just because you got more than somebody else. Just because you can drive a really nice car and somebody else can't. Don't be arrogant because, and put your hope in your wealth because one day it's uncertain. It'll be gone. It'll be gone. As fast as God give it to you, as fast as God can take it away. But what are we to know? All we are is a mortal man trying to be a good steward. John 14:1 says, do not let your heart be troubled. Let not your heart be troubled. Believe in God. Trust God. Trust that He'll take care of you. I know that the bills need to be paid and you're looking at your paycheck and bills got to be paid. And you don't know where you're going to get the money. Trust God. Trust God. God will make it. You probably can't, but God will. God can and God will. So put your trust in Him. Put your trust in Him. Now here's a passage from Job. Now we all know about the story of Job, that he had it all, then it was taken away from him. And Job says, if I have put my trust in gold, or said to pure silver, you are my security. If I have rejoiced over my great wealth, the fortune of my hands had gained, so that my heart was secretly enticed, then these also would be sins to be judged, for I would have been unfaithful to God on high. Job saying that now everything he took that was taken from him, Job said, now, if I put my trust in gold, and I said to silver and gold, you are my security. He said, if I had rejoiced over my wealth, and the fortune my hand had gained, so that my heart would be secretly enticed, he said, I would have been unfaithful to God on high. So if we put our trust in our money, our gold or possessions or things of what we have, then we are unfaithful to God on high. We're unfaithful. What is it that we secretly, where your heart is, where your treasure is, that's where your heart is. Now, if you figure, you look at your bank account got a whole bunch of zeros behind it. Behind that first number, you got a whole bunch of zeros. Then that's where your heart is. But if your heart is with God, then it wouldn't matter. If you had no zeros, God is still God, and God all by Himself, and He makes it possible. So Job is saying, if I had done this, if I had done this, if I had done these things, to have all of them taken away from me, then I would have been unfaithful to God on high. So he's saying that those things that are taken away, that he understands why. Is because if he had looked at those things as determining the person that he is, then he would have been unfaithful to God on high. So we think that our cars and our house and our monies and our jobs make us. No, we make them. We make them. Without them, God still loves us. So there's nothing that we can do but be good stewards of what God has entrusted to us. Psalm 49, book of Psalm 49, 6-12. Sinners trust in their wealth and boast of great riches. Yet they cannot redeem themselves from death by paying a ransom to God. Redemption does not come so easily, for no one can ever pay to live forever and never see the grave. Those who are wise must finally die, just like the foolish and senseless, leaving all their wealth behind. The grave is their eternal home, where they will stay forever. They may name their estates after themselves, but they leave their wealth to others. They will not last long despite their riches. They will die like the animals. So now that's a little harsh there, but sinners are the ones that boast of their riches. But guess what? All amount of money in the world cannot buy you one more minute of life. When God is ready for you, you will die. when the death angel comes, you will die. And I can tell you this, you can have all the riches and all the big, everything that you want to, but when the death angel comes and makes that call, it's going to get answered. It's not going to voicemail, not going to send you an email, and surely not sending you a messenger on Facebook. You're going to answer that call. But surely the estate is in your name, but what about your wealth? Everything that you accumulate, everything that you put your trust in, somebody else got it. Somebody else got it. So now what? What good did it do you? You were not a good steward. You looked at it from the wrong perspective. It is God that provides. So we build up our treasure in heaven. Now, I'm not saying anything wrong with having nice cars, nice house, nice clothes, good paying job. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that does not make you. God allowed those to happen because they're fleeting. Because the minute that the death angel calls you home, that's it. That's it. All the money in the bank, your family will fight over it. Your position at the job, somebody else will be in it by Monday. I can guarantee you that. All the cars and houses and everything that you got, family will fight over it. And it eventually becomes a headache to them. And they get rid of it. It is of no use to them. The only use it was to you. And God allowed that to happen. And you still were not a good steward of what God entrusted to you. The statistics have said that if you make $1,500 or more a year, $1,500, I didn't say 15,000. I said $1,500 a year. You're richer than 75% of the people in the world. If you make $1,500 a year. So I know people make more than that. But are you a good steward of what God entrusted to you? Are you letting your riches blind you into what really is important? Where's God? You call on Him. So where is He in your life? Everything that He gave you, everything He allows you to have, that He grants to you. And He also grants the knowledge, the wisdom, and the understanding. And what do you do with what He entrusts to you? Does it make you any better than someone else? Probably not. I can tell you now, it doesn't. Does it make you feel that you are on top of the world? That you're invincible? No, you're not. All of us is going to die at some point. All of us, as I say, got one more river to cross. But you can't take the riches with you. The stuff that you was holding, that you put your trust in, you can't bring that across that Jordan. That's going to be left on the other side. And then, I'm just using my imagination here, but when you cross over that Jordan and you look back and you see all your riches there, you see everything that you put in front of God over on the other side. You can't take none of that with you. So don't trust in your riches. Don't trust in that. Trust in God. Trust in God. Now, for those of you like me who have less than other people, I mean, we got more than some, but whatever God entrusted us with, let's keep God in the forefront. You know, I'm not super rich. I don't have a mega church. But I do. Because I follow what God says. And if you follow with what God says, then you don't have to worry about the riches. He will bless you beyond your wildest dreams. You know what? Try this. Think of the most outlandish, wildest dream that you can think of, and God can do better than that. He'll show you. He done it before. He's paid your light bill when, you didn't have the money to pay the light bill. He done paid your rent, your mortgage, your car note, your water bill, when you didn't have it. Back at the time when you didn't have it and you didn't know where the next meal was coming from, that was God taking care of you. Now that now that you got a little bit of money, nice house, nice cars, everything, now you put God on the back burner. You say, yeah, I'll get around to him. So you're not being a good steward at what God entrusted to you. That's all he's saying. Just be a good steward. Be a good steward. Be a good steward. Don't trust in your riches. Trust in God. Trust in God. Trust in God. Don't trust in your riches. They decay. They go away. It's fleeting. But trust in God. He is forever. He is forever. On a side note here today, again, I want to get to the next level of YouTube. YouTube says I need 1,000 subscribers. So, what I'm asking you to do is to go out on YouTube